It's an ongoing dispute about the property line, and he can't stay off me, and I've asked him to stay off me. So I'll come out here and was just going to put up a fence. I've not said anything to him. And he come out there and stood behind that van right yonder. And I assume he shot up in the air, but you can see his little target sitting right down there. It's directly in line with us. He shoots every friggin' day we come out.
In today's video, at a county sheriff's office in Tennessee, two sergeants went to a man's home after a neighbor reported that he had been firing shots, possibly into the air. The homeowner explained that he had only fired into the ground to scare off chickens while mowing his lawn. However, the deputies set aside that explanation and focused instead on demanding identification, which escalated the encounter. If you like this video, please leave the number 5 in the comments section.
If we're outside, he's out here shooting. And it's a constant agitation with him.
I got you.
But, you know, he wants to shoot guns while we're sitting over on the porch. It's pretty.
Yeah.
But with no backstop, but we're down here fencing and he's out there popping off rounds. I'm going as far. This has been going for 5 years.
I got you.
We ain't spoken 2 or 3, so.
Okay.
But it never ends with him.
I got you. You got your ID with you, sir?
I do.
Perfect.
This is probably just going to make it worse.
You still
But
can't be out here doing that.
It's got to get documented somewhere or another that this is going on. Get it out.
They're in there tight, I'll tell you. Has he said anything to you today, or?
No, we've not spoken to each other in 2 or 3 years.
I got you. What's a good phone number for you, sir? If you don't mind, go ahead and hop in your vehicle so we can talk to him. Yeah. It's right over here.
Well, let's look back this way. It's closer to the property line. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fair to middling. I think another one coming.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Sergeant Emberton. This is Sergeant Meyer. She's going to be the one dealing with you. Anytime we deal with a call that has to do with a gun, I'm going to take it off your side, okay?
No.
Yes.
Well, if that's what you're going to do, then I'm saying it's not okay as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, well, we're going to take it off your side.
All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
The reason that we're here is we got a call about someone firing shots at the lake. Okay. So that's why there's so many of us coming out there. Okay.
Pretty interesting. I can't wait to get the y'all's body cam from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you said Everton and Meyer.
Sergeant Meyer.
1097, how will those?
Well, there's no crimes being committed here. So,
Well, look, we're not saying that you committed a crime.
No,
we're
I'm
just
just-
saying that
I'm just
we're just
making a
saying that
statement.
we've got to. I understand that,
right, yeah.
and I'm not an advocate to take people's guns. I'm not, but it's just an officer safety thing. As soon as we figure this out, if there's nothing wrong, I'm gonna give you your gun back. I'm cool with everybody having guns. I'm cool with everybody walking around with them. We're definitely pro-gun. I'm not here to take your gun. I'm not here to try to infringe on your
y'all are
rights.
doing a good job so far. I can't wait to see what this Tuck guy's bringing in now.
Okay. So, at any point did you fire your weapon up in the air, sir?
No.
Okay. Why would we get a call that said that you had?
Whenever I started my mower a minute ago, all my chickens was congregated underneath my van once again. So I dropped 2 shots in the ground to scare them all back to their coop. But it wasn't in the air. There was 2 shots fired, and it was in the ground.
Okay.
It clears them out fast. It's not the first time I've done it.
I got you. I understand that completely. So at no point you fired the weapon up in the air?
No.
Okay.
I would never fire a weapon up in the air. I just got finished with a training class this Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, what goes up comes back down.
Yeah, you don't ever fire a weapon. I just fired them off into the ground.
Alright, you got your ID with you, sir?
I haven't committed any crimes.
Sir, we're out here for a call for service. We have to identify everybody.
Now I wish I had a camera. Your camera's on, sir? Okay, I can't tell if it is. Yours is? Okay, and you are Vinson and you are Woodard?
Woodard, yes, sir.
Yeah. No, actually I don't have an ID on me, but I'm not going to ID. I'm not giving you my name and date of birth because there's been no crime. I'll protect my 4th Amendment.
The 4th Amendment at this point gets put aside when, okay.
I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to resist, but I'm not going to ID.
Look,
I've done no crime.
Listen to me.
But I'm just telling you everything. No, I'm glad that. I'm really glad.
Listen. We don't want to arrest you. Listen,
Okay,
I
well, you don't want to
to.
ID me either because I ain't committed no crime.
We have a right to ID you because we had a call for service out here.
No, sir.
You said that you fired shots off.
I didn't say that but she asked if I fired him in the air. So it doesn't matter if I fired shots out on my
So
own
we get a
property.
gun call. You see what I'm saying?
No.
We get a gun call.
No. Am
neighbor
I
dispute.
arrested? What am I arrested for?
Right now you're detained.
Okay. Well, if I'm being arrested for not giving my
Right now
There's a
we're trying to
difference
give you.
between
Right now
detained
we're
and
trying to
arrested.
give you a chance to tell your side and try to ID you
I
that
did tell
way.
my
That
side. I'm
Okay.
not IDing.
you're not IDing.
That's what I'm not refusing to ID, but until you give me a lawful reason as to why I have to ID,
Okay.
Because we got a call for service. And we
that
have
call
to-
for service is not a lawful reason to ID, sir.
Yes,
It is.
No, it ain't, because anybody could call and make anything up. If I hadn't have fired those shots and he called it up and lied to y'all,
we still go get his ID too.
So
We-
what if
I
you're
already got
lying that you
his.
shot it in the ground and instead of you shooting it down?
I wasn't. But that's burden of proof is on them. It's not burden of proof for me to prove I'm innocent, is it?
That's why we're out
Well,
here.
I'm
We're
just
trying to
making a
figure out what's
statement.
going
It's
on.
not. You got cameras on your eyeglasses too?
No.
No, they just saw the little circles, and I didn't know if it was those.
Those are blenders.
Well, no crime's been committed, so I don't know quite what to say.
Let me explain like the reason for IDing.
I'm not really wanting to hear it. I'm really not. Are you going to arrest me for not for failure to ID? Because that's a secondary charge. You got to have a crime first, and I have not committed any crime.
I've tried to explain to you why we have to ID you, sir.
I'm trying
You're
to
not
explain
hearing
to you
me.
why I'm protecting my Fourth Amendment right. And
And
had
I-
I known that it was going to be this way, I would have went and got my phone camera so I could have recorded this.
I mean,
Am I free to go?
Not right now, sir.
Okay.
No.
Okay. What crime are you detaining me for?
It's an investigation.
Okay. Should we move off of my property because y'all are currently trespassing and I'm rescinding any?
No, we're not.
Again,
Okay. I'm just
Call for
rescinding any
service.
invite or any type of y'all are on here because of y'all and y'all's lawful orders. Not because of being invited and not because this is casual.
10-4.
I understand, sir. Look, we don't want to have to take you to jail.
I don't want to go to jail. But if you're going to arrest me on something that is a secondary offense when you actually have no original crime, then that's just something I'm going to have to fight in court. Isn't that what you always say? No roadside court. Just do it after the fact, and if I have to sue the county, then I sue the county. No big deal.
But we have to see who we're messing with. We have to run their IDs, see who you are. You say you are.
Just because somebody give you a call to service doesn't mean I have to surrender my Fourth Amendment right. It does not.
It's not a
It does
Fourth Amendment
not.
right. when we've come out here for a reason.
It's right now. This is an investigation. You can investigate if he has proof that shots fired. Matter of fact, you didn't even say shots fired at him. You said shots fired at him. You said, how in the world do we know, since you said they were shots fired, that you didn't shoot them at him? She didn't even say shot at him. She said shot in the air. Shot at him would come up on your part.
You said that you shot in the ground. How do we know if you shot in the ground or shot up in the air? Because they called in and said you shot up in the air. How do we know if you shooting at
Well,
them?
then they need proof, or else they're filing false out. Either they're filing. Are you going to let me answer? Either they are filing false allegations or your investigation will prove otherwise. But until you have the proof, the burden of proof is not on me to prove that I didn't shoot in the air. Now I'm sitting here telling you I'm not a moron, so I didn't shoot in the air.
Okay.
We're not saying you're a moron, but
no, anybody that does is though.
We either need an ID or name and date of
Put
birth.
your hands behind your back.
Yes, ma'am.
Put your hand together like you're praying, so that way it doesn't pinch you.
And what am I being arrested for?
Right now, failure to identify.
Okay, failure to identify is a secondary offense. You need an original charge.
Disorderly
conduct.
There's no disorderly conduct on private property. I didn't do anything. And you don't have proof that I did.
Right together.
Yeah, you are being
Little more.
disorderly when you're not.
No, I'm not.
When you're not doing what we're asking.
No, that's not disorderly. Disorderly. Can you even be the complainant in a disorderly, or do you have to have somebody else?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
All right, do you have anything else on you, sir?
Yes, I got a magazine
Okay.
in this pocket right here.
All right.
Or I'm not giving you permission to take any of
Well,
my
you're
belongings.
in custody right now.
Okay,
so
I'm just letting you know.
incident to arrest.
That's a false arrest.
All right. All prerogative.
No, it's law.
Okay.
You either follow the law or you don't. You're supposed to be here upholding your oath to the Constitution.
You're right.
Well, this is a Fourth Amendment oath violation. You don't have a crime.
We're going to call for service.
It doesn't matter if you get called for service. Any loony can call you up and tell you to go
All right, sir, come on.
search somebody.
Yeah.
Mine's the first car over here.
Which one was the caller?
Me.
You was?
Yes.
Okay, you care to tell me what happened?
This has been an ongoing dispute for
Okay.
years, ever since he moved in. And I called him one day, this is 5 years ago, I told him, I said, just stay off my land. Quit mowing on me. He's obsessed with mowing on me. And so it got real heated a few years ago, and it finally kind of died down.
Yeah.
That's probably been 2.5 years ago. Well, all at once, he just started mowing again. He just decides he's going to mow on my side. So I said nothing to the man, and I come out here and started fencing. And I tied a string and drove one post. Julio will show you where it's at. Yeah, you're at the right place.
He said, well, shit.
I've said nothing. I ain't talked to him in 2.5 years. And every time I come down my driveway, he comes down here walking his dog. Every time he can agitate you in some way, he does. But I come down here and I tied a string and I drove one post. He walked out and stood and watched for about 2 minutes, maybe, while me and Julio was standing here talking, and he shot 3 rounds in the air. Now he usually, his little target's sitting right there between us and that van, and he's out here about every day when we're home, only when we're home that I know of. He comes out here and shoots guns at, and back this way. I mean, we're just right over there. He don't even know where we're at. So he's just a constant agitation. I'm tired of it. I really just need it documented so when it escalates, my wife's been telling me to do this for years, and I don't want to.
Yeah, well, I get it.
I'd rather just let it go because I don't want the headache.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because he's just being confrontational and saying that we're violating his Fourth Amendment rights and he's not going to ID. And it's one of those, I try to be nice to everybody. I try to get everybody's side because there's always 2 sides to every story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not calling you a liar, not in the least bit. I don't.
Julio was here when he shot, so.
He was here as well?
Yeah, Julio was here when he shot.
So, what caused him to fire off it? Did y'all exchange words or did y'all?
No, he come out, he stood and stared for about a minute, then he shot 3 rounds in the air and then he hopped on his lawnmower and rode back here. I'd say he realized he screwed up when he shot in the air.
Okay.
I don't know that he did, but this is not over.
Yeah.
You know what
you
I
don't
mean?
know, what do you mean you don't know that he did what do you mean by that?
I mean, in his eyes, he just thought he was,
Oh, you're saying that you don't know that he...
I've let it go for so daggum long. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of coming home and somebody shooting a gun every time I come back here. I've been ignoring it for years.
Yeah.
But now this is the first time I've been out in the driveway.
So you was out here in the driveway?
Yeah, I'm
driving
right there.
T-post.
I stayed right there where the property line went back. But now to be honest, I don't know that he shot back here. I'd say he shot in the air, but it's still.
All right. Well, let me talk to Chief and then I'll give you the firearm that come off this side. I just put it in my passenger floorboard. That way it was out of play.
All right. Oh, you're identifying. I'm pretty sure he's intoxicated.
I can smell it.
Well, there you go.
That's his order too, man. He said he can't go on private property.
I'm not going to stand out here. It's too hot.
He's intoxicated.
We tried.
You know who he is?
Intoxicated. He's admitted to choosing to not cooperate.
What's his name?
I don't know.
He's refusing to identify.
Well, I know of him.
Not much
Reckless endangerment.
His Fourth Amendment rights were exercised from asking for his ID. So,
we come across certain, name, date of birth, or ID,
I'm dealing with
potential
this
crime,
today.
actual crime, whatever it is. If you don't want to participate, what more can you do?
He said he fired 2 shots into the ground to scare chickens back away from his vehicle. So, had he just identified himself, it could have been a report and be on our way. But
Well, we don't know if that's really what he did.
Yeah. That's what you're trying to explain.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain to him.
How do we know if you...
He said I was calling him a moron. I could smell it on him.
let me see if there's anything else I need.
And then when we come out here, Julio drove up. I was done driving fence post, and Julio drove up, and he come and stood back there at the back of his van right yonder, and he shot. We heard 3 shots. I'd say they was in the air. I'm not saying he shot at us. I'm not going to go there. But he shoots back this way every day. You can see his little target on the bumper. I mean, every day we're home, he comes back here and shoots. Or he stands back there at that van and shoots that target. Now, that's kind of in line with my property. There's no backstop. It's a constant agitation, just enough. Coming out here and shooting there, me standing in my driveway is about all I can stand. So I probably should have tolerated more, but I don't know. I think this is the worst thing I probably could have. But I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? I need it on record that.
Well, unfortunately, if we don't start doing something, it's going to get worse. And I'm not saying that it won't.
Yeah, exactly.
But at least you've done your part, to try to prevent it going to the next step.
Yeah, I don't believe it will.
You just gonna bring it down there for me?
What's that?
His gun.
I'll give it to you.
All right.
I ain't cleared it or nothing else. It's exactly how it was.
Hold that. Clear.
And it's clear. You know how that goes.
That's actually cleared it in a better spot.
That'll be alright.
Where are the keys at, sir? Right there.
Have you told me, have y'all figured anything out yet?
Yes.
Okay.
We get these to his wife down there at the house.
You can put them in the property.
He said he needs to give them to his wife.
We're not going to take. We're not.
No, we're not going to be liable because he's going to try to sue us already, so it goes to his property.
All right.
So what is it I'm being arrested for?
Right now, failure to identify disorderly conduct.
Okay, and does this cruiser have camera recording inside the cruiser?
No, but my body cam's still going.
Okay.
68 dispatch. I'll have one male in custody.
468.
You're not going
78 dispatch.
They gotta go with us, man.
Huh?
They gotta go with us, whatever property you have on you.
468.
Be able to leave the house with the kids. She has 3 kids and all the car seats are in the van, and the only way she can make any kind of move is with the van. So you're sitting here telling me that, wow, that's very interesting. Can you quote the law that says that has to happen, or is that just officer discretion?
That's gonna be discretion at this
That's gonna be
point.
officer discretion, thank you. So you purposely make it to where the person who is going to have to come to the jail to get me can't, because they don't have the keys to the vehicle to transport 3 children under the age of 8. You know, whenever you ask to get them off of me, if they were on me or the mower, do you remember telling me whether or not then you would get her the keys when you took the keys off of me? Because your body camera is going to say one way or the other.
Yep.
But I guess it's okay for officers to lie to civilians. It's just not okay for civilians to lie to officers, right? And at your discretion, you chose to make sure that it is as hard as possible for me to get back home after you took me from my home for no crime, all because I wouldn't identify myself. Y'all really are addicted to ID, ain't you? There's no law that states because you get a call of service that you have the right to ID. You said on your camcorder multiple times that you have a right to ID in a call of service, and that is incorrect. I appreciate it if you would do some more Fourth Amendment training. Did you ever find that bullet?
We'll find it.
The bullet that you dropped in the grass. Did you find it?
No, sir.
So you honestly believe because you get a call to some scene, you have a right to ID everybody on the scene?
Yes, sir.
What law was that? Can you give me the U.S. code? You are a law enforcement officer, not feelings enforcement. And you took an oath to the Constitution, and the Fourth Amendment says there's no reason to give search, seizure, papers, none of that. There was no law being broken. Had there been a law being broken, and you stated that, then I would have given you that information. But you wasn't stating the original charge. You were just stating that you were going to arrest me for not ID, failure to ID. And then whenever I told you failure to ID is the secondary charge, that's when you started him hauling around. nothing that I have done actually even falls under the statute of disturbing. So I don't know why y'all brought that up after the fact. The call wasn't for that. Y'all didn't say that. When I asked you why you were arresting me, you didn't say that. And then after you have me in the car, you come back and you're like, oh yeah, that's what it is. You don't understand how that seems suspect? Can you tell me what training it is that you received that led you to believe that you are required to ID every time you go to a call on scene of every individual on scene, regardless of if they have broken any laws or not? Can you explain to me what training that was? Answer. Is it y'all's policy to ignore people of the public whenever they're asking you questions about the situation that they're in?
No, sir, it's not.
I don't appreciate
This is Western County unit, just received a call from Charlesville County.
Is it Officer Meyer?
Yes.
Are you wearing your seatbelt, Officer Meyer?
No, sir, I'm not.
No, you're not. Do you think that that's safe? Do you think it's safe to not be wearing your seatbelt, Officer Meyer? Is it legal for law enforcement officers to not have to wear their safety belts? Are they above the law? So even though on a daily you would pull people over and write them tickets for not wearing their safety belt, you feel above the law to where you can just ride around all the time without one? Is that how that works?
Dispatch.
Is the speed limit through here 45?
Go ahead, 68.
Can you have the Melcio meet me at the door, please?
It looks like he's doing 50 to 45 with no emergency lights on.
Failure to identify, so I don't know. Alright, come on out, sir. He has a holster on his head, the firearms with me.
Susie's not available. If you want to leave it, I will give it to her.
Yes, ma'am. That's understandable. Well, just real fast, I'm going to need the sign and receive copies.
I'm not going to sign and receipt. Do you have an attorney that's helping you on this?
Well, it's just the same as the last time whenever I filed out the public records request. It just needed to sign and receive.
Okay, I don't do the public records request, so I'm not sure what you need signed.
Well, just like right here. See, I dealt with you before. See, I don't think she was even going to ask for a copy of this, and I know that would have messed it up. That's why I was looking to talk to you. You're Kim, right?
Yes, I'm Kim.
Okay.
Are you videoing me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Basically, this right here, I've already asked for this information before.
Okay.
And Holloman had told me that he couldn't get this information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to resubmit it in again with y'all's form like this.
Okay.
And what I need to be signed received is just your name and date on there before you give a copy of it. Then you keep the original copy and you give me the copy where it's signed and received. Now, if you don't want to accept this is just a copy of where y'all have done that before in the past. I still have this. So either way you want to go on that is 100% okay. I'm just trying to be. And then this right here is a piece of information that I had got. Yes, sir.
You've got an attorney.
I don't have an attorney.
Yeah, you've got an attorney that wrote me and said.
I understand that, but I don't have an attorney.
Well, listen, until I receive notification from that attorney that he does not represent you legally, I cannot speak with you, and neither can my staff. So,
well, I'm filing public records requests.
I don't care what you're doing. You have to have your attorney contact me and say that he no longer represents you. That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. That's legally what I have to do.
I want to be able to file these. Are you denying me my public record request?
Son, I ain't denying you anything.
I'm not your son.
Hey, call the law.
There's no reason to call the law on me.
Call him because I've explained to him. Call him.
You haven't even asked me to leave at this point.
I'm asking you to leave. You don't need to be here. I'm telling you, you have an attorney that nobody told me. He's not sent me a letter saying he's not representing you. By law, I cannot speak to you if you're represented by an attorney. So that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. And if you're not out that door in 5 seconds, make the call, Kenny.
In this incident, officers exceeded the necessary scope of an investigation. Receiving a report of shots fired into the air does not automatically grant authority to compel identification from everyone involved without first establishing a specific criminal violation. The man openly acknowledged firing into the ground on his own property, and no independent evidence showed that rounds were discharged into the air or created a public danger. Instead of clarifying the elements of a potential offense, the officer shifted toward demanding identification, then escalated to failure to identify and disorderly conduct, charges that depend on an initial lawful basis that had not been clearly established. An arrest under those circumstances raises serious questions about the legality of the detention and the proper interpretation of Fourth Amendment protections. We made this video to deliver educational content that helps viewers understand their rights and remain calm, without encouraging any form of confrontation.
He can't stay off me, and I've asked him to stay off me, so I'll come out here and was just going to put up a fence.
YouTube thinks you'll love the video on the screen. Click to watch now.
Put your hands behind your back.
Yes, ma'am.
Last but certainly not least, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the behind-the-scenes team who worked for months on these videos to make them possible.